Hey, it's Tuesday, Total Schmidt Show. Let's do this. Total Schmidt Show Season 3 is upon us. Tune in every week. I talk to entertainers from all over the world. Singers, dancers, comics, musicians, drummers, blah, blah, blah. All kinds. Techs, even some cruise directors. Most of the entertainers I talk to work on cruise ships. If you ever wanted to know what entertainers do, how they get through their day, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff about entertaining, we'll talk about that stuff here, as well as we'll delve into some of the entertainers and some of their works, some of their albums coming up, some of the things they've done in the past, things you can look forward to in the future. All that stuff you can catch here on Total Schmidt Show. But either way, get yourself a pizza, a beer, some bourbon, light up a cigar, or some sort of joint, or whatever type of crutch or vice you need to get through the evening, and sit back and enjoy whatever it is I put together this week on Schmidt Show. You're welcome. Hey, it's not Tuesday, it's late again. The pod's on Wednesday now. I keep forgetting. I'm stupid. Hey, what's up? Thanks for tuning in to Total Schmidt Show. If you're listening on the pod platforms, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. Share it with other people that might care about live entertainers. Do that stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, you're watching one of the shorts or one of the clips, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the videos. Give it a thumbs up if you are watching anywhere. And for all your questions for the podcast and me, go to LennySchmidt.com. You can join the website there. There's all kinds of packages you can join for free, or you can join a paid package. Follow the podcast for $2 a month. It's a pretty good deal. And other privileges on my website. The more you pay, the more you get. That's how it works over my website. Today, Total Schmidt Show, Karen Rontowski I'm talking with. I'm working with her this week in Vegas. If you're listening, we are in Las Vegas this week at Brad Garretts Comedy Club. Both Karen and I all week long. Come on out, watch the show. And in this episode, we talk about the week. We talk about her psychic comedy shows, how that's taken off for her. She's doing excellent. She's got theater shows all next year. She's booking a lot of work, getting a ton of work doing comedy, and then doing psychic readings afterwards, tarot readings. She even does a reading for me right here on the podcast. That's what we have to look forward to on Total Schmidt Show today. So sit back and enjoy my conversation with the one and only Karen Rontowski.
There's those very strange, because I'm paranormal, I'm conspiracy adjacent. Sure. But I have to say, a lot of conspiracies have been coming true. And one of them was that, you can find this picture. There are women in Georgia, and they have on T-shirts. This is a picture, and the front is "If you know, you know," but it's IF, like it's
one of those code things.
Whatever. And then what's underneath it is the code to get into the back of the D-bolt machines. The
back of the what?
In other words, get into the D-bolt machines, the voting machines.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll see if I can find that and send it to you, just because it's. God. It could be another AI piece of thing, but I don't doubt it. I think Elon did it. Yeah.
Well, plus it's so easy to. It's funny because either side now is going to point false election forever. It's never going to go away unless we go back to a paper ballot situation. You know what I mean? I don't think we'll never go back.
I think this is my theory, and then we can. I think they're going to do away with mail in, and then they're going to have a couple of episodes where people get shot or fought at, and just enough to scare everybody home. That's what I think is the next part.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If we have this midterm election.
Well, I think, I think we're going to have the midterm because I think he's just brazen enough to not care what happens. But then.
Yeah,
they would almost have to do something before the midterm because he'll lose both I don't know how much he's going to lose, the House or the Senate.
Yeah, I think MAGA too.
But I don't think there's a 28 election.
I'm wondering what's going on. Yeah. Also, they're talking like he's going to live. I don't think he's going to live out the year.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Dan Gabriel's a friend of mine. Doc, you might know.
Mm-hmm.
But we were talking about this in Cosmo the other day. Yeah, he's not well.
No.
He's an older guy, you know what I mean?
Unless they have a clone or whatever the hell they talk about. I don't know.
Well, they could write out this AI bullshit video stuff for a while, but at some point someone's going to go, where is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when Biden was in you didn't see Biden for a long time. Every once in a while he had to pop out. So
I have a theory that we'll know when Trump is dead because Melania will return to the White House.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You see her pull up
and she won't have a hat on.
Something's all the cab drivers in town now. Melania drop Melania off. Holy shit, something's going on. Something's happening. Well, that makes total sense. Well, thanks for doing this. I'm recording already.
Sure. Okay.
I usually just turn it on. Yeah, dude, I never. You know, we were joking about kind of knowing each other,
but we never met.
I don't think I've ever worked with you because Cindy goes, "You've worked with Karen, right?" I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't think I've ever worked Karen.
No, I know we've been Facebook friends forever, but I don't think we have ever worked together or even passed by. We may have passed by Comedy and Magic.
It could have been. Yeah, I'm not a big guy there.
Oh,
I'm not in
okay.
I've been trying to get in there forever, but then I'm always on the road, and I'm not able to showcase winning. You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
So I kind of stopped trying.
Yeah, you're
and
like
I'm home for a
me.
week. I'm like, I just want to be home.
Yeah, we're on. Next year is booking up really, really nice.
Good.
I hope if the world doesn't fall apart.
Yeah, right.
That's what'll happen. That'll be my luck.
What is? Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm on a cruise ship, so like I'm booked solid through next year. So,
and those should be solid, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
The last time I said that, I swear to God, the last time I said that, COVID. That's the last time I said that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I literally said my job's bulletproof. I go, if you think about it.
Yeah.
I broke it up. Everyone's going on vacation. People that have money have money. Boom, 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 COVID. So.
And then, but also, as long as there's no COVID, they seem to lower the prices so that they'll be full. So that might happen. I'm booked all in theaters. I just made that leap with the psychic stand-up show to small theaters.
That's great, man. By the way.
Oh,
That's really
I'm
cool.
so happy.
Yeah.
But then you go, now it's a different pressure. Now I got to fill the rooms. I got to make sure that the social media machines are working.
Right.
And that people have money. So far, I have no complaints. I'm very happy. But next year is freaking me out a little bit.
How often are you doing the theaters?
At least every weekend. Some of them next year go like Sacramento to Albuquerque to they're just.
Well, good for you if you're drawing that way. Good for you if you're pulling people in the theaters every weekend like that.
Yeah. Well, what's funny thing, not to brag or promote, but so I've been doing the psychic stand-up show for 30 years. No one cared.
Right.
And then the psychic stuff kind of came in trend, and now I'm kind of everywhere. But what happens is we'll go into a theater and it'll do pretty well, but the managers or the people will come over and go, okay, we didn't know what this was. Now we'll help you promote.
Oh, that makes sense.
So second time in, boom.
Because they have no idea how to wrap their head around it.
Right. And they don't know if I'm an influencer that doesn't know what they're doing, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, but at least they can go online and do the research and see you've been around.
Yeah.
Like with most influencers, you only go back a few months and you see all the numbers and you're like, where? Or you look at their videos, like, there's no content here that justifies 10 years in the business or whatever. You know what I mean?
Somehow I got the East Coast nailed down. Now it's the West Coast. Let's see what's happening.
Well, just the fact that you got congratulations. That's great.
Thanks. I've never been happier. And it didn't happen through Hollywood. I think you're kind of like me. I'm not a Hollywood person. I didn't do the thing. And there was a couple of brothers that just book rooms. Very nice. One of them's a stay-at-home dad. And he goes, hey, I think we got something. The name alone gets so much interest. Do you want me to book you? And I was like, yeah. And he just everywhere. Like he's always like, I'm really happy to work with you. I'm like, no, you don't understand what people would do. What comics would do for someone like you.
That just takes over. And I mean, that's what a lot of us, honestly, that's what a lot of guys, that's the difference between you and success in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
You've been out here forever. Also, maintaining. You know what I mean? Like, you can get, like, influencers can get a theater for a weekend, but they can't carry a week.
Right.
You know, like, you can do a week anywhere. You know, you've been headlining for decades. So
drop me out of airplane. Yeah, and he just finds theaters and do you want to do this? In fact, now I have to say February's too full. We gotta go.
That's great.
Yeah. Great problems to have, right?
Yeah. No, I laughed when you said last night at one point on stage or something or somewhere you said that you did you've been doing it for 30 years but no one cared until now. But that's kind of the
way it goes.
That's the way it goes. Also, that's kind of the rule of success for someone like us. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I've hung around, like I work regularly, but there's a lot of people don't know who I am. You know what I mean? The very few, there's a handful of people that know me. But
and also that I think that's almost like a karmic payoff. And the other thing is, it was very funny because the last weekend, some psychics and mediums that knew me from TikTok came to the show, and they couldn't believe that I was funny. So they know me as like a funny tarot reader. They don't understand the stand-up business.
Great.
Yeah. So, and at this age, or at this time, we can handle anything.
Sure.
You know, nothing's really going to throw us off.
No,
so.
we've done everything you think about. Yeah, right. So when people start to show up to see you specifically.
Yeah.
Like when I worked with Lewis Black a year or two after he started really, and we were hanging out with him. It's just like another guy at the bar. We're hanging out, we had a great talk. And I kind of talked to him. It was like, I asked him kind of, you know, what happened, his path or whatever. And he goes, I can't tell you what happened. He goes, I just, suddenly people started, I have a fan base. It's just, I think the Daily Show thing obviously helps. But suddenly now there's people following me, and now people are coming to see me. He goes, I don't know what happened. He goes, I'm the same guy I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Which now I'm selling out theaters as opposed to doing, Yoder gigs or whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is, it's the time and space, and there you are. Yeah. And now I feel like, and this is all I'm looking for, I feel like I got a 5-year window. And hopefully it's a 10 or 20, I don't know, but in the next 5 years, work, save the money, do everything you can, keep promo, that's it. I feel like that's there. So, and then I have a Patreon and I teach tarot and I read tarot. So it's good. It's like 24/7, but.
Right. Sure. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I believe in the 5-year window, first of all. Like when I started this business 38 years ago, I used to tell my friends, I got a 5-year window somewhere that I'll make I'll do very well.
Yes.
And that's all I need.
Yep.
And I haven't hit it yet. It's been 38 years. I'm still, but I'm surviving and I'm working. You know what I mean? Like we're talking, this is where when people we're talking about people starting to show up to see you. There's just something to be said about being yourself and being consistent over and over again, and perseverance. I heard that early on. I actually heard that word, perseverance.
Yep.
But the longer you're in, the more you work, and now you're experiencing something. I almost kind of like it. Like if anything like major happened to me, I would be so happy now because I can handle it.
Yeah.
Like if I was younger, I would screw it all up and be dead probably.
Yeah. Yeah, there is that moment when people are there to see you that it's a different pressure that you have to process.
Yep.
And then once I got over it, it's kind of like even I was saying to you last night, I was like, oh, now I'm to a crowd that doesn't know me. This is going to be different, which I know what to do.
Yeah.
Because half of my crowd doesn't know me. Half come from...
They're still being introduced to
Yes, or they see the name, or they're like, this looks interesting. So it's still coming, but it's all good. Also, I'm 60. We're both not digging ditches. We did it.
Yeah,
we won.
Yeah, right, exactly. No, it's 38 years. I'm still here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't save well, but I got a SAG pension. I got a couple of things. You know what I mean? I look back at my life, and people always talk about because I see so many people retiring on ships, and they all do is travel. And part of me is like, part of me thinks I wish I would have saved more so I could do that. But then the other part of me is like, I've experienced so much, and lived such a great life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I would have, if I worked in an office or drove a truck for 40 years and then retired, I'm like,
we did it. Yeah. Think of the things we've seen. I've been to Greenland.
Yeah.
All these crazy, there's so much.
The shows that, I think about, there's moments to this day that people come up or bring up and I go, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Or someone will bring up a joke and you're like, I don't think that's me. Well, it is me.
That is me. But it's really significant when somebody points out something that happened to them 5 years ago and you were there and you're like, oh my God, and you barely remember it. And then you do, like, oh my God, but it's such a big moment to them. Like, oh God, I remember it. But that's like every night you're up there doing it.
Yeah. No, I feel like that was one of the choices I made. But you know what's funny? As comics, I do think we're just different people. Yeah. Like, my sister is always like, you just say things. Like, she's like, you don't even... which is funny because I always think she's like that. But it's like, if there's a problem, I just go, yeah, I don't think we can do this. Whereas, like, I think other people always feel like, I don't want to make someone uncomfortable or something like that.
Right.
And I think of years on the road sort of fighting for yourself. Like, if that plane's not going, you got to fix that. Nobody's fixing that for you.
Right.
If you don't get a rental car or if somebody's not paying you, you learn to kind of cut to the chase pretty quick.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Plus, there's a million times, I got a ton of respect for you in this, I hope, because it was so hard for a woman to be on the road out there doing stuff.
I appreciate that. I feel like...
And you're funny as shit, by the way.
Thank you.
I've never seen your material. I sat down and watched you, because I want to watch you. I'm working with you. God,
you
really
as
funny.
well. I really was laughing.
You got so many quick jokes, and they're great for your character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're really good. It's
Thank
great
you.
to be able to work with you.
Appreciate it. I got kind of lucky. I feel like I'm a very self-contained person. So the women that, not against them, I hope they all had fun. But if you're I don't intermingle too much. Like everybody knows me. I'm kind of their friend, but I'm not. I always kind of stay a little to myself. I think that kept me safe.
Sure.
Because it's not, even now I'm getting ready to drive cross country again. Right. And people are like, that's scary. And I'm like, not really. Not if you, yeah, I've done it before. That one's, the more worrying about the car breaking down. That's
now it's a tech thing.
Yeah.
It's the last thing you need in the middle of the night.
Yeah. But, But appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. No, I know what it's... I never wrapped my head around that stuff till I had daughters.
I never had, I think other women had bigger problems than I did when you get a headliner that likes you or something like that. Or
right.
just remember a couple of clubs where things were said where I was like, but I do think they still don't trust women.
Right.
They don't trust a headline or, my hair is white now. I think that's an issue for some places. I think they don't want that on a marquee or something.
Yeah, you know what? On the ships sometimes because they're trying to lean younger on ships. But the problem is that there's not a lot of great younger entertainers that can go out and work on a ship.
Because they don't have the chops.
They don't have chops. Whether you're a comic or a singer. I know a lot of singers out there. They're great, but they built a career. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Just pulled out of college at 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
And comics even more.
Yeah.
And the younger you are, whether you're male or female, for the most part, you tend to be dirtier too.
Yeah.
Which is doesn't apply.
That's the fallback.
Right. Yeah, it is. It's always a fallback. Yeah.
In fact, that's why I kind of like this week. Nobody is over the top.
Yeah. I purposely don't I got a bunch of bluer stuff I do on the ships, but I don't do any of it really here in Vegas. There's, you know what I mean? I work on new stuff. And I'll try to connect with I'm a big in the moment guy, so we'll go up there and then we'll just let stuff happen, kind of work the crowd and bounce off in and out. So this week is always great. Plus, it's just Brad's club. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is one of those clubs where you pat yourself on the back for a week. You're like, yeah, man. This will be something that show you. Yeah, this is me. You see your picture. Yeah. Just little things where you're like, let's take the week and enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. And you got everything here. Yeah, it really is the top.
Yeah.
There's a couple more that are good, but this is the top.
Yeah, this is a good one. And I've been working with Cindy for years, so.
Yeah, me too. She I was in here as a middle, and Cindy kind of came in and was like, why aren't you headliner?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She's awesome. So how's the psychic show work now? It's in the theater?
Is it
just you?
Sometimes I'll have somebody open and do 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then I do 30 minutes of stand-up. And then I do 30 minutes. I sit down and I read for people. So we have people in the crowd with cordless mics. What can I do for you? And I do readings. In the bigger theaters, I have somewhere where they can project the cards onto the screen behind me, which adds a whole nother element. It's really, really fun. We're trying to get all the technical down. Like we said, this year's a big learning curve. But people come ready. They ask crazy questions. It's really just a different kind of crowd work. But I am doing the psychic thing at the same time. So it's a lot. But it is... See, you're like me and you will get this. It is the most challenged my brain will be. Okay. Running 2 lines at once.
Yeah.
That's... we could tell jokes all day.
Yeah.
But when you are putting things together and, that's the thing about crowd work. When people diss on crowd work... I always think, but you're in the moment. That's the excitement. That's the years of learning how to, grab a situation.
That's the spontaneity. That's the improv I studied in Chicago, where you're just listening. You're just listening and responding.
Yeah.
Listening and responding. And staying within the lane you're in. Yeah, you're right. It's the greatest. That's what I enjoy about the crowd work. And stand-up's been like that for years. Because if something's good and people can't do it, they bitch about it. Same thing, people bitch about Carrot Top for years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's not a real comic, or they're this, or anybody else. Anytime something is somewhat successful, and then the huge band of people go, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I hate the trends anyways. There's some things I agree with, but mostly I hate when people comedy has to be this, or it has to be that. It's kind of that's that little, you'll probably get this too. I was so disappointed when I went from... I started in San Diego. I moved to LA, and somebody was like, "You got to go to Largo. You got to go to Largo. All the cool kids are at Largo." Yeah. And then I went, and I was like, "This is high school again." Yeah. We always, when I started in San Diego, we always bought into what Groucho Marx said, which is, I wouldn't join a club that would have me as a member. You're supposed to be the outside, right?
Yeah, right.
You're not part of the group. You're the outside looking in. I remember George Carlin once said, you guys, the crowd's going nuts for me. He goes, you guys don't love me. You don't love me. And they're like, no, we do. And he goes, no, let me tell you something. There'll always be someone else after me. If the whole world is destroyed and there's just 6 people left, there will be one person standing there going, you're not doing that right. And I was like, that's our job, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned Largo. My brother hangs out in that. I never really fit into that. Circle, we're getting spots and doing any of that stuff. Or was the other club they did? They did Largo, and then there was the M Bar, I think.
Oh, yeah.
For a while, I did that gig once.
And I think there was the typewriter, the Dynasty typewriter.
Yeah.
Which actually I may rent for the Psychic Stand-Up show. But, there's a lot of... and I don't mind that. It's fun to go into the improv once in a while and see people you haven't seen. But that was you're in that clique or you're out. That was how it was. And then I was like, yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like I felt, and plus I didn't have time. When my wife and we had kids, so I would go home and take care of the kid. I used to hang at the Improv late, and I would go home. I always do the midnight feeding. I gotta go. I have the late feeding.
Yeah.
So I just never hung out as much as I used to. You know what I mean?
You know, my favorite booker, I've had a couple of bookers or managers, but I just never, this person I'm working with now is so insane.
Right.
But TJ Mark Walter, before he went to APA, was I worked with him.
I did his gig in Omnipop, the Monterey. He had a Monterey gig for a while.
I think he did.
I
yes.
did that gig it was great. It was a great gig.
Well, he would just call me. He just wanted to be a booker. That was it. That's what was beautiful about him. He wasn't trying to be an agent. He wasn't trying to be a manager. Right. And he would just call up and go, this date, this much money, yes or no? And I would always go, yes. Yeah. And I trusted him. I was like, what do you think? And he'd tell me. But that was another time in my career where it wasn't about schmoozing. He was like me. 2 minutes on the phone is too much. And it was just the best part. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where did he go after he left Omnipop? He went over to...
I don't know if he's with Gersh or APA, but he's with one of the big agencies. Yeah. And I think he, when it was his own business, it was like us, 24/7. You're right. Always answered. And I think when he went over there, he was like, I go home at 5 and it's done.
Okay.
So you get it.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Like you were talking about, where did I talk to? Somebody at the show last night. Oh, this is damn it, I lost my thought.
It's okay.
It's good.
I said that like it's my podcast. It's fine.
Thanks for walking me through my own. That's okay. You're gonna be good. It'll come back to me in a few. It'll come back to me.
It's okay.
Because I like to. We're talking about working the road for a long period of time, and the 24/7 thing. Like even though the surviving part of it, like you're at a different level now with the theater. Mm-hmm. The ridiculous amount of work that's gone into it. Mm-hmm. Like even the podcast, the socials. I'm putting out 5 to 7 videos a week. I work all day. Airports, you know what I mean? You never stop working. So I had to get myself, when I'm home with my kids or when I'm with my girlfriend, I have a cutoff time. I'll be off at this time.
That is so smart.
Otherwise, I will work all night. I will work till 2 in the morning.
I do that. Yeah, the editing of the tapes, and a lot of people want to edit for me, and I'm kind of like, it's the psychic stand-up part that's a little tough to edit, and I have to watch the whole show. I have to go through and pick out what I want. So, it is a lot. I mean, but it is what it is. Yeah. You're right to do that. I do that sometimes in Utica where I am now. But it's also, keeping the machine going. What is that? Yeah. Posters. Somebody needs a picture. You got to do this, that. Right. And my guy that's booking me is really great about marketing tips. Like, just do this, do that. So I try and follow all of it. But, now I'm moving. It's like you got to sometimes... I had the algorithm kind of nailed because I'd put up a story every day. Every day was a joke. Once you start with whatever new thing they put in, then you're putting up your regular videos. They keep you in the algorithm. Right. They just shifted it again, which it'll come back around. But that's the part that gets, like, you got to, you can't.
Yeah, the hard part is feeding the algorithm on a regular basis because if you disappear for a week or two, then you're gone.
And then the ones that go viral, he's really good at picking out. He goes, you got to pin that one. That one's going to go viral. And I'm like, that one? Yeah. And he's always right. And I'm like, this one's the best. And it must be, and it doesn't do as well. So it's all a crapshoot, but you just keep going.
I started using this AI thing, Opus.
What does it do?
It's, Dan Gabriel got me into it. You can run a video through it, and it'll chop the video into X amount of shorts. Oh. And then it'll rate them from the one they think will go viral to the ones that won't. So you'll start at the top, and this is 95% going viral. So you watch the video, and then you can edit it, tweak it, move it around, add hashtags, whatever.
How does it know that?
I don't know. But Dan I've only been doing it a little over a week. Okay. But I love it.
Opus.
I love it because it saves so much time. Normally I tape a show, I watch the show, and then I'll pull out a handful of 1 to 2 or 3 minute clips, usually crowd work, not too much jokes, not jokes that aren't released yet. Like I do new things. So all the newer stuff I don't put up. But anyway, I'll do that, and I would do it manually. And just sit there and just clip it. It took so many hours, then I would run it through and put this will put captions on it, the whole deal.
Wow. Okay, I got to get that.
I'll send you a link. It's changed my life. It's amazing because I've already done 3 videos this week, and they're I'm still not trending, but I'm getting more hits than I was, like way more hits than I was, and it's consistent.
I wonder if it'll understand the psychic stand-up show.
It might, because you could run what I did was I ran one video through it, and then it'll rate them, and then you just watch the video. You can tweak it however you want. You can add a little here, a little there, whatever.
You gave me more work. Yeah. Now I got more work. It's how to figure out this machine.
It's actually pretty easy, though. It was remarkably consistent.
Will it work on an iPad?
No, it's on their it's an internet thing.
Okay.
So it's not an app. It's AI technology. So I like to work on my desktop, too.
I'm all iPads. I don't own a computer.
Okay. Well, that would be, but I just don't like the phone. Like, I don't like doing this to work.
No.
You're dealing with mostly apps, though, on an iPad, though.
I found the greatest, 5-track editing that works with iPads.
Oh, great.
And I don't like to subscribe, but I'd subscribe to that.
Yeah.
And so I can, whatever you're doing, the only one thing I've never been able to figure out is Zoom won't let you do breakout rooms on an iPad. Okay. That's the only thing, and I just got the newest, it should do everything.
Right.
But I gotta look in. That might be worth buying a computer, though, because the psychic stand-up clips do well, but I want to also start putting in the other ones. That's great. Okay.
Well, go through your pad first and go to Opus and see if I'll send you the link.
Okay.
Because you should be able to do it online.
Great.
It's an online search engine type thing.
Yes. Okay.
Do you do any of those other AI chatbot or?
I don't do any AI anything. Right. But I did want to do an AI animation. I want to just do short animations. But I'm like, I'll look at it. If it's going to take 4 weeks, I don't have that kind of time. You know what I mean?
It doesn't take 4 weeks. It does it in
yes.
Once I got into it there's a writing engine I use. Then there's this editing one. And I've had a couple of people explain to me, you should try it. And the second I tried it, I was like, oh my God, I immediately know in my head how much time I saved.
Wow.
I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to save days of fucking work.
Okay, so it'll put up the clip, or it'll have the clip, and then you can clip out that's too long.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I'm in a big joke dump right now because these people are coming back to the show every year.
Right.
So I got to turn over, but it's only 30 minutes. It's not 50, so that's great. But so I'm trying to do a joke dump and get them all up, or get a special out beforehand.
Right. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then turn over some material and have some fresh stuff.
Yeah, it's got to be now, because they love the psychic stand-up part, so they're kind of there for that, but the other stuff, like I said, the other one was like, we couldn't believe that you were that funny, and I was like, that was the original. Yeah. That was the first part.
That's where I started.
Yeah.
And then it's so funny, then you adapt, you're like, oh man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but...
Well, at least you're in a good position to be able to create, though. You know what I mean? Like, if you're working every night, I sneak new shit in every night. Mm-hmm. So over time, suddenly you got 5, then 6, then 7 a day. It'll build up so fast. And if you're really working at it, because a lot of acts won't do it. They'll get their act, and they'll just do whatever. Yeah. But if you're honing it and you're paying attention, there's a handful of jokes I'm working on this week.
Yeah, there are reference cards everywhere of half jokes, and I try to I have a list. I do a premise every day. Every day there's a premise. So if I'm stuck, I go back and I look at what I had in there. And that's also doing the stories. It's been a little bit broken up now, but when I get on that discipline of every day, it just happens every day. And then you create more. More creation creates more. Right. But once, right now I'm moving, but so that's kind of, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
there's a lot of stuff going on.
No, you got a lot on your table next 2 weeks.
Yeah. And also the thing about LA is I really like the LA small rooms. When I moved for anybody listening, I moved to Utica, New York about 4 years ago, 3.5, to take care of my parents that had dementia. And now that's kind of done. My mom is in a good place, but my dad died and all that. But when I moved out there was 3 or 4 open mics, and they were all in bars. And I don't care. I need to get on stage. I need to hear the joke. If it gets a laugh, great.
Get in front of the people, get it out of your mouth.
Yes.
I'm a big...
yes. Yeah. And it goes... and so now all of a sudden it shut down. It's almost like divine timing. As I'm getting ready to go, there's no. Oh,
you're right. Yeah,
events.
now you're time for you to move on. So the universe is shifting.
Yeah,
completely. That's interesting. Yeah.
Well, and a funny thing that happened too. This is so crazy. But also, I really am not a small town. East people are wonderful. Not snow. I don't like anything about it. It's not my place. Right, okay? Right. So there was a guy, when I get there, everything goes wrong. I'm driving cross country, right? And everything's fine. I'm I'm having fun. I'm making funny videos. I get to Tulsa, Oklahoma. I hit a snowstorm I was like, oh, this is the omen. This is the one. Gotta get new.
You're driving into hell.
This is a bad idea. And my sister's on the phone on WeatherBug trying to tell me which way to go. Everything's ice. The tires got to be changed. They're California tires. The California has different wiper fluid.
Sure.
Yeah, this is all freezing up.
Oh, because of this.
And you can't get it out. So
right,
So I gotta wait till it's hot enough to get it all out.
Right.
And then I finally get there to the place I'm staying. It's so haunted. It's crazy. I walk in and pictures are flying off the wall. The week I'm there, my dog dies. Like, the first gig I have out in Seattle, the flight is canceled. Like, this is like the first week.
Right.
Okay? So I was like, what am I doing? And everybody goes, you got to meet this guy, Mike Peters. Mike Peters books local gigs. You can do 45 minutes. He's a great guy. So I get an email from Mike Peters.
Okay.
Oh, finally, something's going my way. So he goes, hey, you want to have coffee Sunday? So I go, okay. So Sunday comes along, and he goes, hey, I don't have a car. Can you pick me up? And I was like, okay, this is getting weird.
Sorry.
Right?
All right.
So then I go, yeah, okay, whatever. So I pick him up, and in the car, he starts calling me my beloved. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And then he kind of gets a little touchy, and I'm like, how old do you have to be for this to stop? Like, how? So we get to the Dunkin' Donuts, and he says, I'm going to get you coffee. And for some reason, he tries to give me $20. And he goes, yeah, I know your dog died, and I want to help you. And I was like, I don't get this. So he goes and gets the coffee. He sits down and starts talking about his bike. And at that moment, it occurs to me, there are two Mike Peters, and this is not the comedy booker. This is a fan who saw I was moving to Utica, New York.
Oh, no.
Yeah. That's
How did you figure this out?
Because he starts talking about his bike and everything, and I go, you're not the...
Oh, my God. What a shitty fucking... That's almost not real. It's so...
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And I go, you don't book comedy. He goes, no. So I know one guy in Utica. And this person I'm with... And he's very young. And he takes a picture and he sends it to me. And I send it to my friend in Utica. He's like, no, don't worry about this guy. He's a nice guy. I know him. He just thought,
Yeah.
And he's a fan. He's a good guy. And then he ended up being like a friend of mine. Really good friend. But it was like... what is happening?
Yeah.
What is going on? And then, like, Mike Peters, the regular one, called me. So I worked for him for like 3 years. And it was every night I was in the car driving 2 hours, but I was working bars and I was, doing my thing.
Plus you're getting up.
I honed psychic stand-up in crazy bars.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was sort of that's all the first month of moving out of LA to Utica.
I'm still... You're halfway through the Tinder date. You realize this is a Tinder date without the Tinder.
I know.
I ended up in a Tinder date without the app.
I was like, this is all getting... what is going on? And then I was like, it occurs to me in my head. I go, this is not that guy.
Oh my God.
You got the wrong guy.
I sent a correspondence to the wrong guy.
Well, he reached out to me.
in the same area, too. That, you know what I mean? What are the odds in the same town? That's just a weird...
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And he emailed me. So I was like, oh, finally my luck has changed. It's turning around. No.
Yeah, finally somebody wants me. Somebody wants me for me. Hi, my beloved. What?
I know. I was like, what's going on? But now I see him all the time, and he's a really nice guy. And I just, But it was like everything went wrong right off the top.
That's kind of cool. That's a good lesson, though, for also... Sometimes, like, everybody's different.
Yeah.
Then they end up in the garage.
It's close. Don't worry.
Don't touch it. Sorry. I mean, throw garbage at you in my podcast. But once you get to know a guy, you know what I mean? When you have a great example of it, first you're like, who's this maniac? And now
he didn't know. He didn't know I thought he was a booker. He was just like, hey, you want to go have coffee? And I was like, yeah. All right. Why wouldn't I?
And he's got to be in another story. So how funny is that to him, too? That's great. It's a great story. I've never been in such... I can't imagine being in that situation.
But that moment where it hit me, and I was like... you don't book comedy, do you? And he goes, no. And I was like, oh,
no. God. I picked you up. I didn't have to do that.
Yeah. But, that was that. And then it kind of, it's so funny because every day I would walk and I would like think, someday you're going to be on stage at Comedy Magic and someday you're going to have your apartment. And I got back my apartment. Yeah. I got back my apartment after 4 years.
Manifesting, man.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, it's so cool you ended up back in your same building.
Yeah.
She moved all the way to New York and then and regretted leaving the building, and now you end up back in the same building.
And I called him the day I get there. It opens up.
Oh, that's so great.
Lease is signed. I'm ready. I'm so excited.
Yeah, you look happy.
Yeah.
Good for you, man.
Yeah.
It's nice when it falls into place that way.
Yeah. Yep.
Good. How now with the tarot? My daughters are into tarot cards.
Oh, are they?
Yes, both of them. Like they do readings for each other all the time.
Oh, that's
great. I don't know if you can be good or bad at it. I don't know any of that. I don't know any of the rules to it. So
it's interpretational.
Right.
You can tell them if they ever want. I have a Patreon and they can join for free.
Okay.
And then once a month we have a Zoom get together where tarot readers get to read for each other, so they can get out and read for strangers and kind of a good atmosphere.
Okay.
And then I kind of teach it in the front. They can go into separate rooms and read for strangers that are, supportive,
sure.
Or they can come in front and I teach about, this is
that's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I've been doing tarot for 30 years.
Okay,
but it's very interesting because a lot of people don't know. So there's 78 cards. The first 22 tell a story.
Okay,
and if you've ever read the script writing thing, The Writer's Journey.
Yeah, of course.
That is the Fool's Journey.
The hero's journey, the whole...
that is from the tarot.
Okay. Really?
So, yeah,
I believe that, because that's a stone... It's like an in-stone storytelling technique that's been around for fucking thousands of years.
Yes,
yeah,
and I think it started with the tarot, but they always say they know when tarot started, and then somebody finds a deck from... another century before that. It's always been there.
Right on, all right.
Yeah, and also the archetypes are also Carl Jung's... what he talks about in your subconscious.
Okay.
Or in your dreams.
Oh, all right.
So it's really just learning how to tell a story, and then I'm like a freak about this particular deck, so I know everything. I know the colors, what the colors mean.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. So anything in it. I mean, I don't know if people want to...
Yeah, no, let's hang on.
Sure. This one's falling apart. This little deck is... They're making them cheaper.
Oh, that's how they're doing with everything.
Yeah, this one I think there's about 10 decks on my house. So this one will. Want me to call you?
Yeah, there it is.
Oh.
I know it's here somewhere. It's right there.
Yeah, it's a strange time of year. We keep losing stuff. Opus, man, I cannot wait. I got 3 readings today.
I'll tell you what. I was looking forward to this week because I'm here. I work a lot of shifts. So to be here, I got a whole week with Wi-Fi on land. There's certain things I can't do Wi-Fi on a ship.
I'm changing all my addresses. I'm changing my address.
Yeah, right.
Like
everything. So busy work. A lot of busy work. Yeah, right.
Because when you're at home, you can get distracted so easily.
100%. So, and I got an accounting thing to do later this week. Same thing. So
I would call my manager. I was like, I'm locked in. If you need anything done, this is the week to ask. So I had to do a couple of readings. So I do them over the phone. So my clients are all over the world, and I had to switch a few because I forgot to block off my calendar when I'm moving. But yeah, exciting.
So you got to have regular clients that you get on a regular basis. You laid this consistently.
Yeah, right now I'm booked about 3 months out at a time.
Okay.
But I've been doing that for a while. I started it. I was like, yeah, maybe this will make some money on the side, and I was like, $20 an hour, and all it just blew up, and then I grew and grew and grew, and now it's more. Now it's $140 an hour.
Okay.
All right.
Oops. I'll cut this in later. I thought this would be kind of cool. Yeah.
All right. And you can ask me anything you want.
All right. How does it work?
Okay.
I've never had a reading. My daughter did a reading.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
So I do. I will give you a general first.
Okay.
And that's really is general. It's not very specific, but it kind of shows you energetically where you're going and what's going on.
Right.
And then I just ask people to give me categories. They can say anything. They can say work, love, career.
Right.
A couple of people that had cats and dogs that ran away. I can read for that. Some people ask me silly questions. You can say, "Is my plane going out on Monday?" Whatever you want. So I always tell people the more specific the question, the more specific the answer.
Okay.
So you're welcome to. But when is your birthday?
December 9th.
12/9. Okay, so you're in a year 3. This is a great... you were in a 2 last year. Okay, I don't know if it's okay if... You were in a 2 last year. And 2s are all about one-on-one relationships, making them stronger or breaking them. So you might have some people you're like, yeah, I don't want to hang around with them anymore. And you might have had some other people where you were like, oh, this is stronger. We're really good now.
Yeah.
2s are good budgeting years. Now you're going into your 3. You're going into your 3 in December. 3s are great for creativity and groups. Okay. So in a group, that can be as small as you change groups in a 3. That can be as small as I don't go to this gym anymore. And my 3 was as big as I'm no longer a Californian. I'm a New Yorker.
Right.
So 3s are kind of a year you move and kind of shift things like that.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. I'm thinking about moving next year.
Yeah.
Remember we were talking about that. Okay.
Yeah. So this will be a perfect year to move.
Good. Right on.
Yeah.
All right.
Also, this year, I have to tell you, I think once that crosses right over to 2026, there is like a new, like everything will feel new and in a really good way.
Okay.
You right now everything is either balancing out or finishing, and watch for that, including money. Your money should be pretty good this year. I know we were talking earlier.
Oh my God, it's so creepy.
Yeah, so...
It's very accurate, actually. I know it's interpretation, but there's a tremendous amount of things that fall into that.
Yeah, you pick up what... if there's any legal or paperwork problems, those will get cleared up, but they're going to be like, what happened? Who is that? Why do I get that right? That kind of stuff, just give it time because it's all going to clear up.
Right.
You have walked away or changed something, and I kind of want to say there was something that had a lot of anxiety attached to it, or something where it was like a mature walking away. I'm going to show you a really weird card.
Okay. All right.
So people hate this card. I love this card.
What card is it?
It's the 8 of Cups.
Okay.
And what it is, it's kind of dark. It looks kind of bad. But when we have cups, we want to see where they are. They're all upright, which means they're full. Okay. When we see them knocked down, or that's like it didn't work out, that's not good.
Right.
And this guy is walking away from the 8 Cups. It's called Success Abandon.
Okay.
And it's a very brave card. It's like going into the unknown, I don't know, but I know it's going to get better. It's going to get better than this, so I'm walking into it. And there was something about last year where you bettered yourself or walked away or shifted things. So that's why this year is probably going to pay off better.
Okay.
So you're going into that 3. There's like a brand new start. This is a really interesting tidbit. But next year will also hold a lot of forgiveness.
Okay.
And that might have to do with yourself or someone else, but it's going to come easy. You're going to be like, yeah, I'm over that. That's okay.
Okay, good.
I don't need that anymore.
Right.
But that new beginning in 2026 looks good.
Well, that's great. All of that falls into... I'm moving in with my girlfriend and her niece, and I just paid off 2 credit cards, a loan. Next year, I budget my money, and I'm in touch with all my streaming and income. I'm anticipating a 35% kick next year.
Yes.
So I already know going in that's my motivation.
And twos are great budgeting years. That's the year that you figured it out.
Yeah. Right.
And you kind of made this, I know it doesn't sound like it, but it is very brave to make that sort of shift. We all want to, but like really making these small shifts in life of even going, I'm not going to be in debt anymore. I'm not going to do that. Right. That's way harder than we think. Because people are so in their patterns. So that was great. I told you this. I don't know why, but I'm never on Facebook. And you had posted a picture with your girlfriend. Yes. And I rarely get...
She's going to love you, by the way. She's the type of person that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you said that to me, I wasn't surprised. She kind of gives that aura, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of the reasons I fell in love with her. She's an amazing, giving soul. Just
yeah.
You know what I mean? She's to everyone, not just me, but people. She's caring. I mean, she's an amazing woman.
I very rarely get, I'll get intuition, but I rarely get hits. Sometimes I'll get hits, this is a weird one, but when that Malaysian flight went down, the second they said, I was like, they'll never find it. They're never going to find it.
Right.
And when I saw your picture with her, I, literally went, oh, I love her. And I never do that. So I think you got, that looks great.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm real fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the move with her, it's such a major change. I've lived with my daughters now for the last, we're at 7 years. This is a big change. And I always tell my God, I've been telling, and it's serendipitous, I don't know if that's the right word, but we've been talking, the last 7 years have really been the happiest years of my life, of living with my older daughters. and just hanging out. It's been a great, but now, and in a good way, it's just going to a different stage.
Yeah.
So, but it's really hard to let it go. You know what I mean? It's hard to look at it and I'll move on, but it's a big change for me. You know
Yeah. So there, the move-in looks good and it looks solid. You're ending here on the page, the Knight of Pentacles, which is solid and good. She is really good about giving you your independence, isn't she?
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. That's all right. Yes, that's the creepiest thing you've said so far. I know you probably hear that a lot. No, that was like a big. It was, when I learned to be in a healthy relationship, I came out of a divorce. One of the things about learning to be in a healthy relationship was to being able to be clear about my independence. Mm-hmm. And the fact that I travel, what we do. Yeah, she's great about it. It's never a, why haven't you called, why haven't you know what I mean? She's great.
Yeah, she's the real deal.
She's got to watch this podcast, by the way.
Okay. There is some sort of weird paperwork issue. Is there a legal or a paperwork issue somewhere?
I think I'm pretty good right now. Because I got a new accountant and went over overhaul my books last year.
Okay.
So now going into next year, I'm on, it's kind of a different business path, sort of. I don't have a business manager, which I could use because they give you good advice. Like, move this here because you'll save more. But this one, at least I'm legal and I'm on top of my QuickBooks, and it's a whole new process of taking care of my
I'm big on QuickBooks, too. Yeah. Do it every day. I think this might be, let me look at your lease, because it doesn't feel like a money or a business issue unless it was a legal thing, where you were like, yeah, we're fighting something. But let me just take a look, because I want you to be...
I'm trying to think about everything legal-wise, paper-wise.
It would, if it don't make it fit if it doesn't. I'll see. I think it does have to do with the move because it came up connected to both of you, so it might just be watch that lease or if you buy a house.
Well, I'm shifting some of the insurance stuff too.
Okay. Yes, watch that carefully. Yeah. This is not about your income, but there is something. It could be insurance or something like that. But just watch all your contracts.
Okay.
Right. Because one is shifting, and it's going to feel like a lose-lose situation, but don't worry. The money will come after.
Right.
So if you're fighting, I don't know, because I said it's not your income. Even if it was insurance and you were fighting it, it's going to take a minute, and you're really going to have to fight, and then one day it's going to be like, oh, here's your money. And you're like, oh, okay. But it has a good ending, but man, it has a fight to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's good to know.
Yeah. Right. And even with a lease... If it's let me just check because I know you guys are moving and you're going to be signing some papers. Let me check those.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because where I'm at now, our lease is I'm still month to month now. You know what I mean? So I can walk out of that lease, no problem.
Yeah, and the lease looks good. So it's something. It's just it might be a weird transferring something from California to Nevada or something like that.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that shit going on. So who knows what's going to happen.
But it's going to seem like, why can't this be right? And then one day it'll be, just fixed itself.
That's okay. I've adjusted to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that stuff rolls off my back. Really? Okay. That's the hardest lesson to teach my daughters.
Yeah.
Because they'll get something fixed and they go, all right, now we're good. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
They go, there'll be more shit happening in 2 or 3 weeks that you're just going to have to deal with.
Yeah.
And that's what life is. Just dealing with stuff.
Yeah, and there's something really weird right now, in society that is, everything's going to be a problem.
Right.
Even, I hate to say it this way, but I went to get a salad downstairs, and you don't talk to anybody. You hit the thing, and then you got to do your own, and then you wait, and it was just like, I just want to talk to a person.
Right.
You know?
Well, we're getting farther and farther away from that.
Yeah.
I mean, the second they learn how to make us holograms, we won't be...
I know!
One of the reasons I do the show is I talk to live entertainers. You get on stage every night or weekend or whatever, and you make a living in front of people performing. And that's right now it's the purest sense that's still there because they can manipulate all this film and DVD and digital and shit. The music, musicians are going through it. All the songwriting out the window.
Ugh.
I mean, it's destroying the. Someone brought up a good point. I was on Jason Allen was on. He's from Vegas. He's a singer. Phenomenal, by the way. Just there's so many guys on ships where you see him, and you're like, Jesus Christ, this guy. This, they put on amazing shows. He's one. But we were talking about it, and AI can't create, but it regurgitates what it already knows. Mm-hmm. So what's going to happen is they're going to eliminate all these writers and creators, and our creativity is going to level out. Because all the movies are going to be crap, all the songs are going to be crap. Everything's going to be, I mean, a lot of it is now, but a lot of it now it's all basically regurgitated bullshit. So the original, I think there's going to be a pendulum swing back to to going seeing live shows and real people creating things.
And that might even be boutique. Yes, I hope so. I feel bad for musicians. And now there was an article written, and the guy literally said, "My new favorite actress isn't human," and which kind of like,
Was that one that they marketed just a few weeks ago? They tried to get her an agent and all that stuff.
I think so.
There's an actual actress now that has a name. I can't remember.
Which she's AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's totally AI.
Yeah, and they're going to do that.
And a lot of people have sworn against using her, but once they create 2, 3, 4, 5 more,
then it becomes normal.
Yes, exactly. And I also believe that all this those stuff that you watch on your phones, I think they have no problem dumbing down the entertainment so that people only expect crap.
I just saw a woman talking about how they have a second script read now where you will hear actors say things they never said before, resetting up the situation because they're making things now because they know people are looking at their phone, and then they look up and go, "What happened?" So you're hearing actors say, "Wow, I couldn't believe that guy walked in a brown suit," when you just have that before. So they're already starting knowing people are looking at their phones. I think this
like verbal exposition?
Yeah. So if you look at your phone and you're lost, you look back up and they go, "Oh, wasn't that the guy that?" Yeah.
That just clutters it up more now. Now you know what I mean?
I think it's going to make things though boutique that are that good.
Yes, that are really good, like a real good live performance.
Yeah.
It almost
or
like
a really good
special
movie
again, where you see, where you go, you're like, "Oh my god, this is like." I read a lot of Justine Bateman's stuff on Substack, and she's a director that does her own. She's hardcore, writes her own stuff, and she's very artistic.
Yeah,
she's anti-AI. And and then there's a small group of directors that are like that. We're not doing anything that's AI or that's related or whatever.
This is way off if any metaphysical people are listening, but things are coming through the computer with AI. Like negative energy is coming through and influencing people. Like there is a mind control tip in there. That's a whole nother podcast.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like it right now. I stay away from it, but everything has it. I like TikTok. TikTok has something going on there. But yeah, it's getting really, people are not themselves all of a sudden. And you will see that. You will see people like misbehaving all of a sudden. There was a month where every reading, someone started out with, "I don't know what happened. That's not like me. I don't know why I did that." And I was like, yeah, I do. But it's even interesting how Pamela Anderson, the stark difference now with no makeup to the makeup she had, because she could do that again and be that same thing.
She could be just as it could look the same. Right?
Yes, and it's so that it is like a lesson to society. What are young girls trying to compare themselves to? That was all an illusion. It was all the illusion is real.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you believe that illusion, too. Like, even when I see shows on cruise ships, the dancers, you see these dancers, and I'll see them, and I go, "Oh, man, that girl is beautiful. Look at her." And then I meet her backstage, and first of all, she's 10, 12 years younger. You know what I mean? She's like, "Oh, my God, you're 24. You're like my daughter's age." And she looks like a girl. She takes off her makeup and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get all dressed up, and now it's just so it's an illusion.
Yeah.
I blame it all on, I always thought it's a social media thing. I think our brains have been trained over decades to get what we want all the time. And on the smallest level. So when you don't get it in the real world, you react. You're like, how the fuck do I not get this?
And what you're supposed to look like, we're all being pointed to look like one person. We're all supposed to look like this, like the face is perfectly symmetrical or whatever. It's all, that's beautiful, that's not. Right. And it's, and I think, from what I see, I think men do not like stick thin women.
Oh no!
They like something to hold on to.
They never have though.
No, right?
But visually on a TV, because of the curves, it looks different.
It looks
on a TV.
Good. Yep.
But then when you see someone in real life, I've seen quite a few orchid actors, TV stuff I've done.
And you're like, that's skinny.
Yeah. Well, the Desperate Housewives, and big stars. You don't realize what they look like in real life.
Yeah, they're so skinny.
And then I saw some models yesterday walking through. There's one girl in particular that I swear, it sounds terrible. It looked like a popsicle stick with boobs. The biggest set of boobs. It just looked like boobs floating through but she was the skinniest. Everything else was just really crazy skinny.
I don't have the details on this, but I saw a news story on it. There is an island where the people average are like 8 feet tall. And they were talking about how they're using a lot of the women as models because they're tall and thin.
Sure.
But it's like now you're like, wait a minute, that looks like an alien.
Right.
And I think that's true. That's what, you'll notice it now.
Right.
And I saw this woman, she was 8 feet tall, and it just was like, okay, my brain went, this doesn't, she's perfect for 8 feet tall, but my brain was like, what's not working here? And
is it
really
proportioned on the screen to be with, you know what I mean? Like, is everything proportioned like the old John Wayne trick?
I think they're doing modeling that is like one photo shoot. Now you'll see if you look in a model, is especially this one particular woman who's African American, but her legs had to be like to my shoulder, like it was weird. And you'll see her in things now, but because I know I've seen her around, but it was just a short article. It was very, very strange. But I was like, now we're getting weird. I really feel like, when people were doing all the filler in their face, I thought, especially like the Kardashians and there were a couple of actresses that I felt like their goal was to look like AI. They were trying to, like, we got to have nothing. And in person, it looked crazy. That's so interesting. Yeah. But they were trying to be AI.
Well, in person, it looks like shit. It looks terrible in person. Yeah. Especially the wrong angle. Like, if it's not, it's made to be presented. And if it's not presented the right way, you're like, whoa, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, well, eventually now, it won't be long before it's just all AI models and stuff. Yeah. They won't have to use any, you know what I mean? I mean, they're eliminating waves and waves of jobs. Like I've been talking to my daughters about this. I worry now because of the kids. They're in their 20s. Yeah. I'm 60. I'm almost happy. I'm like, fuck.
We don't have to do this.
I don't have to deal with any of the crap that my daughters have to deal with. So I try to teach them. I go, the only way you're going to be able to survive 10, 15 years from now, you got to find a line of work, something you do that you do. Like my youngest is doing. She's just starting tarot. And she's does a lot of reselling flea markets and stuff like that. She's building her own little side hustles. I go, I think that's what you're gonna have to do, and then you're gonna have to do something that only you do, like a tarot reading or a performance. Or my daughter, my oldest, bakes. I'm like, you bake, you should do it. That's only you can make that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and with the tarot too, that's building a clientele,
right?
And then she could get on TikTok or whatever. But yeah, and also, that generation, their generation is a much. I think there's a certain point where the millennials will have had it.
Right.
And they will probably save the country. I know everybody's like, they're sitting at home on the couch. No. They are very socially minded. They want to take care of each other. Right. I think people always make fun of them. I think they're going to change the world.
I think it's interesting you break that up. The last two podcasts I mentioned this, and especially the last one, and my daughter, just a quick short, Nadine was a hypnotist that was on my show last week. She calls this generation the generations are going to find peace. Mm-hmm. That's what she calls them. And when you talk to my daughter, who is a millennial, and you talk to her, or she's Gen Z. I'm sorry, Gen Z. I can't screw that up. It's a very distinct. She has a ridiculous amount. And I used to do a podcast with my daughter, my youngest daughter. It's called Big Schmidt, Little Schmidt. We just talked about life. But one thing I learned, and I talked to a lot of friends, and one thing I learned two things. One is there's a section of that generation that is in the basement, not doing shit and sleeping. And the section that does something hates that part just as much as you do. They give them a bad name. Like my daughter's that. She's like, these people give me a bad name. Yeah. Because my oldest daughter is very aware of what's going on. This is the part, they're the people that are going to change the world. I agree with you 100% on that. I think this is the generation where they're, especially growing up in high school doing this Trump shit and all the stuff that's going on now with ICE.
They shouldn't feel powerless, but they do. Yeah. And you know what? It's really too bad that we do give them a bad name for a small amount. Sure.
Right? Well, it's kind of the MO. Everybody does that. And every generation gets made fun of a little bit. Yeah. But it's smart to embrace the fact they have more knowledge than, that's what this started in the last podcast. They have more knowledge than we ever had at that age.
Yeah. And also there's like all these patterns, like I don't really do astrology, but astrology is unbelievable for patterns that are coming up and what's going on. The United States has an astrological alignment that it hasn't had since the Civil War. It's exactly the same as it was during the Civil War. That's where we are. Okay. But there was a generational thing where like you and my generation, we were called the crystal generation. And we were the ones that were going, we're not going to church. What is this religious stuff? stuff. We were like kind of the aggressive, break it down. We're not doing that anymore.
Right.
And then the next generation, I think, was the indigo. And they were a little softer. They were a little more like, hey, can't we kind of have peace? Like, we don't want to go to war. We want to be and then the ones after that are the star seeds. And if anyone is interested, go look up Psy Games 2025.
Okay.
That is the Psychic Olympics, and you will think you're watching a fake. They did this, a lot of people poo-poo this, and it always bothers me because I want to say, just listen. There's something called the telepathy tapes, and it was two scientists that found out that autistic kids that couldn't talk were literally telepathically communicating. And it bothered me because every 10 minutes the woman would go, but we're scientists, we can't do it. And they did all the clinical testing. It's like, there's a place called Rhine Education. They do all parapsychology, which is not vibes, frequencies, tarot cards. It is, we did a test in a science, in a control group.
Okay.
And one teacher was so brilliant. He has a degree in parapsychology from Duke University. They had that as a major. Now you can do it as a minor, but it was like, people laugh at it. It was literally major. So in the telepathy tapes, there's this, or in Psy Games, so we want to see it. There's the mother of this autistic child, and the autistic child was really taught her how to be telepathic. And you can see her sitting there, and there's guys over there, and they're looking at pictures on their phone, and they're like, what am I looking at? And she's like, you're looking at the number 236. And then what is this? And at one point they showed her like a horror monster, like, I don't know what it was. And she's like, I don't know what that is. Is that out of a horror movie? Like, unbelievable.
Oh my God. Okay.
In that generation, the whole world is going that way.
Right.
But if you watch Psy Games 2025, you'll be like, who's doing what's going on?
My daughters are all so deep into that.
Yes.
And everything about astrology, they know everything. I do a whole bit I'll do it later this week, and they're into it. The first thing when I tell my daughters I met someone, they'll go, what sign was she?
Yes.
What sign are they? And my daughter, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean? I'm like, what do you mean that makes sense?
That's so funny. There's an aspect in astrology. I really don't know that much. I know and the aspect is Lilith. And people don't understand. Lilith was Adam's first wife.
Yeah, my youngest is a big Lilith fan. In fact, she goes by Lilith on different social platforms.
Yes, and the real story of Lilith is been changed so many times. Right. But basically, so for people that don't know, Lilith wanted to be on top, and Adam said no, and then he got mad, and she stormed off, and then Adam went to God and was like, hey, she's not behaving, and made up a bunch of stories, and Lilith was thrown out of the Garden of Eden. Right. So where Lilith is in a man's chart is the woman that just gets under his skin, that he can't understand. Why this one? She doesn't even look like what I like. Why does this one make me crazy? For a woman, it's where they, my Lilith is in the house of sex and money. Okay. Which means if you reject me sexually, you're like, that's done, which is true. That's how you hurt me. Right. Okay. But the other part of that with the money is Lilith is either a gold digger or people think she's a gold digger. Okay. And I have to laugh because unbeknownst to me, I am in everyone's will. I cannot tell you how many times I'll get a thing. So-and-so died and left you $10,000.
Oh, are you serious?
So-and-so died and left you that. And I have a client. He's very old. He doesn't have any kids. And I keep telling him, leave all your money to the lady taking care of you. He has a friend. And literally his nephew came in that wanted all his money and picked up his will and was like, you're giving money to a tarot reader, this gold digger? And I just couldn't. I was like, the perception that it's very funny, but it was so on target.
That's so funny because I can see that from then you're the one that they think is a gold digger.
Yes.
I know you're the opposite of a gold digger. You're the nicest person in the world. Hey!
I never.
You know what I mean? I just met you. I'm like, you're great. Everyone's like, Karen's great.
I'm not taking money.
No.
Were you born in 65?
64.
64.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Got it.
Yeah. So I'm that line of Gen X boomer.
Yeah.
I'm you know what I mean? My daughters call me boomer because it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. But astrology can really be amazing. In fact, somebody did mine. And they were like, no wonder you're always in haunted houses. You're paranormal. It's not the house, it's you.
You're the presence.
The problem, yeah. That's great.
Well, my daughters would love you. I'm going to make them. And Diane's going to love you. I can't wait for you guys to meet now.
Yeah.
You guys will have a blast.
Excellent.
She's happy to be here for Halloween. It's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's wrap it up because this battery's going to die and you have somewhere to go.
And I got to go do a reading.
So plug whatever you want right to the camera, man. Just
okay. So it's at Rontowski, Instagram, TikTok. You can do psychicstandup.com. That's where all the shows are posted. But really, social media is pretty good. And come see a show. 2026, I'm going to be everywhere. Sacramento, New Jersey, Boca, everywhere. So come see a show. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and if you're listening, we're in Vegas this week. We're in Vegas. This will go up tomorrow. So we'll be here Thursday through Sunday. Brad Garrett's here for the weekend, which is going to be it's always amazing. It's when Brad's here. So if you're in Vegas, come on by the MGM Grand and see us at Brad Garretts Comedy Club. So thank you. You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.